Good morning and welcome to Tarot Today. I'm going to be looking at some of the other kinds of readings that we can do to help you kind of look at your life in a different way. This one is one of the destiny spreads, and the basic concept is, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? Where is it going? What's happening? And so it kind of gives us a little bit of an insight into what our fears are, what direction we're headed, in terms of just in general, what's going on. The main questions will be you right now, what you're afraid of, what are past things that have contributed to where you are now, what you will promise yourself for the future, like what you're going to do actively, and then what's going to happen after that. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use my regular deck of cards to read for everyone. I'm going to be using these cards to read for whoever needs this reading about what they're doing with their life. We ask for guidance, protection, direction, wisdom, assistance, and clarity. I'm going to be using this crystal as I do my work for this person, whoever they are, to see what's going on and what they're doing with their life. We ask for clarity from the universe. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So I'm going to shuffle 3 times. One for the head, one for the heart, one for the body. And we're going to cut them twice, and then I'm going to just see what we've got going on. All right. Here we go. Cut. Oh, interesting. 1 card fell from the first cut. So you now. This is you right this minute. Sorry. Everything is up in the air. The 8 of Wands indicates that everything's up in the air. You can see it. You've shot arrows into the sky. You're waiting for them to land. You're hopeful that it's going to make sense. But it also indicates swift movement. Like right now, you are moving quickly. Your things are like maybe you're juggling a bunch of things, or you've got a lot of things that are up in the air, and you're waiting for results. You've been building something, creating something, doing something, feeling like you're spinning your wheels, and you're waiting for everything to land. It's kind of this feeling of swiftness that could be anxiety producing, or you could be a person who's like, oh, I can't wait for this to get done. But there's definitely some swift movement. Everything's up in the air. Okay, the next one is what you're afraid of or fears. So let's take a look. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is about new well, it can be new love, it can be new emotions, but the pages are always about kind of that youthful energy that can also be a little naive, a little impetuous, but this is about maybe you're afraid that things aren't going to be new. Maybe you're afraid that things are going to be stuck in the old ways, or it could be you're afraid that you won't have something new happen. It also can indicate that maybe things that you would be interested in are just you're afraid that you're not going to be able to follow those paths. So those are fears. Now, I want to remind you that fears are mostly here and here, not out in the world, unless there are actual threats to us. But more often than not, our fears, when we say them out loud to someone, so if you have a good person you can talk to, it sounds a lot less horrible than when we hear it in our heads and into ourselves. So make sure you share your fears with somebody you trust, and let them help you see things a little bit more clearly or give you some encouragement. Okay, the next card is beneficial things from your past. Okay, strength. The Strength card. This is about being strong, having strength, having the strength to go through whatever it is that you have a fortitude and a strength and an interior thing that just really will carry you through. So that's a beneficial thing from your past that will continue to carry you. It will go with you into the future as well. Strength doesn't just it can ebb and flow where sometimes we don't feel strong, but it's there. Once you've got strength, you can then recuperate it almost any time. You just need to give it the rest that it needs to get back in shape, but you definitely have some very positive strength in your background. Some negative influences from the past. Justice. I call this the Karma card. I don't know if you can see that, but the Justice card really, and if you think about it, there's justice and there's judgment, and it's just like in court. Justice is when the verdict is rendered. Guilty, not guilty, this and that and the other. So it sounds like maybe you've done some things in the past, a little bit of karmic biting you in the butt. maybe, or that you've done some things that you regret and wish that you wouldn't have done. But those are kind of negative influences that might cause you to question what you're doing in the future. The Judgment card is the actual resulting things. This is saying that there was some karma. There was some karma coming, and you can learn from that. Use your strength, learn from your mistakes, and you're going to move forward. The next card is what you need to promise yourself in order to end up with a better future that we're going to be looking at. Okay? You need to promise yourself that you're going to move forward. The Chariot. You're going to promise yourself that you're going to move forward into the into whatever's coming with grace and dignity and leadership, and you're going to move quickly. You're not going to drag your feet, leaving things in the past, mourning over lost things. Okay? And then here's where we're kind of headed. This is a great card. The High Priestess. The High Priestess, as an outcome card, is all about being enlightened, secrets revealed, knowing truth. So the High Priestess can be kind of equated to the Sphinx. Like when people look at the Sphinx, they wonder, what is the Sphinx thinking? The High Priestess is when you're inside yourself and you're getting that wisdom from your learning. So you were strong. You've had some karmic biting. You're ready to move. And you promise yourself that you're going to move quickly, but you need to trust your gut. You need to spend that introspective time so that those actions that you take with the Chariot make absolute sense. I'm going to move these up so you guys can see them a little bit better in the ultimate picture here. All right. So I'm going to reiterate what it says here. Okay? So what you've got is you are up in the air right now, waiting for things to result. You're crossed by a desire for you're afraid of not having some new things happening in your life, new emotions, new relationships, new something. It makes you a little bit nervous. Your beneficial things from the past, strength. Your karma from the past, coming and biting you a little teeny bit, niggling at you. You promise yourself, you need to promise yourself to just move quickly based on the intuition, and you will be able to move forward with that intuition and making good and wise choices as an enlightened person. I'm going to look at my 4-card spread, which gives me more information. The King of Wands, about creativity. The Hierophant, a guide, a leader. The Queen of Swords, a woman of business, a woman of logic, leaving emotional stuff behind. Okay, so what I see here is you need to move forward. You need to move forward from something. You need to, but there's so much dominion in here. I call them dominion cards, where you have dominion over your emotions, your finances, your stuff, your everything, right? We got the High Priestess, inner introspection. We've got Justice, dominion over your karma. We want to make sure that you are building good karma. That means doing the right things so that you can then be compensated by the universe for the right and good things that you're doing. What goes around comes around, that whole concept. The King of Wands, dominion over creativity, being able to control your destiny, your words. Remember that your words are your wand and they are the way you create. So destiny over the creation of your future. The Hierophant, being able to guide or have a guide. There might be a person who's going to be able to help guide you, a mentor, a guide. They are not your ruler. The Emperor is a person who's over you like a ruler more, and there's a lot to go with that, but this is simplification. But the Hierophant is that person that is wise. It's King Solomon who can make decisions and see things in a different way and cause thought-provoking action. Might be you, might be someone in your life. The Queen of Swords, dominion over your thought, logic, actions. But also business. Quite often the Queen of Swords is associated with business, being able to run things, do things well. But the Eight of Cups is always about leaving the emotional baggage behind. Leave the old emotions in the past. You got to make room for the new ones. You got to let the old ones go. Let go of any negative stuff specifically. Carry forth love. Carry forth joy. Carry forth the positive relationships. But let go of the ones that were niggling at you. Make peace with whatever's in your past. If you need to go back to this karma and you need to go to somebody and say, you know what, I'm really sorry, do it. If you need to reconcile your emotions for someone who's no longer, you can't talk to anymore. When my mom passed away, there were so many things I wanted to be able to say to her, like, I'm sorry about this and I wish I could have told you that, but you know what? We can't. Let it go. I hate to go Disney on you, but let it go. All right? So anyway, I wish you luck on your journey. I hope that you find what you're looking for. Trust yourself. Garner your strength. Deal with your karma. Move quickly. Get going on the journey. To the journey.